Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space, and let's get right into it today, guys. This video is an absolute must-see. This is going to be part one of a several video series, and this is going to be tying in the group Finastra, one of the biggest financial technology firms in the world. I'm going to try to make this video a lot more professional than I typically do, so bear with me, and I'll try to present this as eloquently and be informative as possible. So right here, Stephen Bull from the DF just sharing this with the Ripple logo. This is a presentation directly from Finastra, but again, he couldn't find the Ripple logo. Do you see it? Now let's just take a look. Fintech functional groups and working capital value chain, Internet of Value. We can see various, type of sectors and uses, whether it's finance, asset distribution, logistics, and then right under payments, of course, we can see Ripple listed next to R3. All right, next up. So right here, this is shared by Max XRP BTC. So the clearinghouse, of course, and we know the RTP new platform, real-time payments, that all of these banks here by huddle style here must follow here on Twitter as well, along with Max. So real-time payments, new payment system in US in 40 years. We can see various groups, JP Morgan saying 40 years. We can see Bank of America. We've seen Citibank. We've seen Wells Fargo, you name it. So essentially, all of these banks are adopting the RTP platform. Okay, now I'm not saying that it's XRP specifically. What I want to show you is this and what Max has provided. So the RTP network here, their technology providers, Finastra, formerly D&H, of course, but they've been rebranded since 2017, and just showing the technology group that is working and leading this. Now, Finastra is connected to the top 48 of 50 banks in the world with over 9,000 clients. As we can see here, Ripple Insights. We can see collaboration will enable financial institutions using Finastra's solution to make faster and reliable cross-border payments. So Ripple and Finastra, as of October 2019, have teamed up to offer Ripple's blockchain tech through Finastra's payment solution to support faster cross-border payments. Now, something that is often overlooked is actually Finastra, formerly D&H or D+H as some have seen, was actually partnered with Ripple, the company, in 2015. So we'll talk about that as well. So again, Ripple, world's third largest fintech firm, Finastra. So one of the largest fintech firms. We can see right here, of course, as I've said, 48 of the top 50 banks, merger between Misys and D&H. And then we can kind of talk about the benefits. Now, what I want to go over is this beautiful, beautiful article on Coil.com shared by I Am Legion. This link will be in the top of the video description, and credit goes to these gentlemen as well. Fame21 More, XRP Nuts, and then Nameless Zero. I guess it's Zero Nameless Zero. Check this out. So we got Finastra showing D&H and Misys. Vista Equity Partners, of course. Now let's see the connections and how big this group is. 10,000 plus employees, revenue over $2 billion. All right, we can see the company has offices in over 42 countries. We get it. Huge group, 9,000 customers across 130 countries. So regardless, they are global. All right, some recognizable names along with this. Fusion Capital, we've seen Synchron as well. Connections to R3, you name it. So D&H partners with Ripple to deliver innovative payment capabilities and to create foundation for future disruptive payment innovation. This article is from 2015. We can see also shared by this gentleman, Zero Nameless Zero, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. This is from 2018, a proof of concept at Finastra with RippleNet and XVIA, part of the X series for the corporates or corporations that were utilizing RippleNet. And right here, it's all sourced by Ken Gorman, principal architect at Finastra. So you can see the date here, November 27, 2018. Using this and actually completing a successful POC with XVIA. And talking about connecting to Ripple's API, allowing corporates to make payments through Xcurrent, enabled partner banks on RippleNet. Now, Xcurrent is a competitor or competitive technology to Swift GPI. This is, again, as we can see here, interesting to see how quickly RippleNet and Swift GPI are gaining acceptance in the banking world. So we don't really know what is essentially happening on the back end. We are simply minnows in this pond. We're looking at what of these leading technology providers and fintechs are doing and working with not only the global banks, but these central banks and the top tier governments of the world, along with the regulators, the lenders of last resort, you name it, IMF, BIS, World Bank. All right, all about real-time payments, operational efficiency, and keep in mind the next rollout with Xcurrent 4.0 or whatever vernacular you want to use, or XRapid, or now on-demand liquidity in all of RippleNet. It is simply a click of a button if the liquidity is there, which we are steadily building for XRP, making sure there is a marketplace of buyer and sellers at various price points to ensure a tighter spread, which leads to guess what? Cheaper prices and costs and fees to actually buy and sell. And this is why it's easier to target the, low-hanging fruit corridors with, the Philippines, the, Thailand with the Thai baht, Mexican peso. These remittance areas are huge targets because you don't need as much liquidity to offer cost savings, since the fees today and the current infrastructure are so expensive. Now, if we want to tackle, huge, highly liquid corridors with the G10 currencies or USD to Euro, we better kick it up and really get some liquidity and better start, whether it's Swift GPI to R3 or utilizing and really starting to kick in and taking some of Swift's market share, or just complementing their technology. Depends on your point of view if you think that we're going to replace, and complement Swift's, existing messaging system and help with the settlement and CLS, or if we're simply going to compete, right? So now I want to kind of go through this and go through a few points. Guys, I recommend going through this article just to see this. This is one of 15 to 20 well-done articles on various topics that I Am Legion has compiled with these gentlemen that were credited above. Do not tip me. I beg you, do not tip me. Send credit to these gentlemen. So, talking about this, XRP Darren showing this. This is why it's very relevant. Now, Pay Plus, guys. Ripple is actually picked. So let's just kind of go right here. So, Ripple, guys, with Global Pay Plus, it is the global payment services hub with Ripple's distributed ledger technology, guys. So Ripple's actually delivering these payment capabilities and integrating Global Pay Plus, and this is used by Finastra. All right, now let's see why this is relevant. Again, we can see Finastra's financial institutions using Global Pay Plus will now be able to link to a secure distributed ledger system. Really sounds like a RippleNet, only with permission to connect interbank networks, move money domestically and across borders in real time. So not only domestically, but also an international use case, right? Accessing cheaper liquidity through a distributed network of market makers. Who is talking about these developments all the time? I know there's a bunch of great YouTube channels. Crypto Addy is talking about market makers, their incentives, and what kind of ROI they are getting as well through these networks and creating true liquidity for the system. They're talking about DLT, of course, radically transforming the payments process. I'm not saying XRP is going to solve everything by any means. What I'm saying is XRP will be the best asset right now to solve the payments problem. Right? Global transactions, banking solutions, D&H, they remove the frictional costs. Now let's keep going right here. Oh, and by the way, guys, Global Pay Plus, look at the new real-time RTP platform. Realize what is happening right here, guys. High probability and chance that RippleNet is in some way connected, all right? So right here, the Fed gateway is using FunTech, and again, this used to be D&H, or, then they merged and created Finastra, the Pay Plus package, all about making the system safer and smarter. And then what do we have here, guys? Even talking about CLS. I believe this is a continuous link settlement. This is kind of one of the correspondent banking networks or, platforms that exist today. This is what basically ILP in the XRP ledger can do and replace. So, Finastra provides connectivity to the European instant payments infrastructure. Now we go here. Successfully completed connectivity testing with SIA, just this kind of leading Italian bank, you could say. Now, the European leader in payment infrastructure, and they're connected with the Italian bank, and services to provide connectivity to instant payment infrastructures via the SIA net. Okay. Now, we've also talked about EBIX in the past. I'll kind of go through this a little bit. Now, right here, XRP Nuts, Finastra, the group we're talking about, has the market-leading solution for CLS settlement members. Ripple and R3's Corda partner, right? CLS, just like on that NTT data, infographic we've seen in the past, they are doing the settlement, okay, for the foreign exchange market. If we even tackle this just to show the connectivity that this potential is there is unbelievable. All right, Finastra, CLS marking leader, just showing this over 25 banks, blah, blah, blah. All right, and then CLS, of course, there's been various videos on YouTube covering them. I can do it as well if you'd like, and talking about Finastra even further. This is exactly what I was just saying. XRP Darren, guys, must follow Fame21 more on Twitter. I literally just have a Twitter for XRP, the communities, the thread, everything. So CLS uses Global Pay Plus for foreign exchange settlement, as I've just said. Pay Plus, as you know, has Ripple integrated into this technology. All right, now let's look at even, further. Keep looking into RTP, this new platform and initiative, guys. Integrated CLS services for foreign exchange transactions. I believe you see that the connections are already there. already well connected. All right, big lenders, Finastra, R3, and 7 banks have blockchain plan. Okay, now it's showing, Finastra connected with R3. And now look at these banks. How many are RippleNet members, or at least have trialed or some version are partners of partners? And then, HSBC, ING, BNY Mellon, no surprise, some of the first investors and, of course, adopters of utilizing RippleNet. State Street, guys, they own 10% of the world's assets digitally as well, at least 30 trillion today. They're working on creating this blockchain-fueled online market case for syndicated loan markets, basically group lending. All right, all talking about Corda, the open source platform that R3 uses. I'm not going to say it's going to be Ripple, the company, is going to be the answer to everything. What I'm saying is that it has high probability that XRP or the ledger in its technology will be used in some way. Even if it's X-current with atomic swaps and, the money is locked cryptographically in escrow, and then once, both groups that are, the payee and the payer or whatever you want to say, reach those specifications, then the payment is unlocked. There's no more trusting. There's no more counterparty risk. It's simply ran by math. Okay. It was, right here. Look, Simon Paris, Deputy CEO, Finastra adds, the community of banks already on board covers approximately 10% of the global syndicated lending market and demonstrates the appetite. I don't know any other groups that are even competing, and this is early on, I might add. All right, syndicated lending, seeing these groups again, State Street, Finastra, HSBC, BN, all these groups are just, massive. All right, now right here, again, as we were saying, just to repeat this is another tweet by XRP Darren, and he does all of this, guys, for free. He puts his information out there. He has a Patreon. I recommend supporting him. Ripple is integrated into D&H Finastra's software called Global Pay Plus. Now, Continuous Link Settlement, or CLS, uses Pay Plus for the foreign in the FX market or for the foreign exchange settlements. Now, DTCC, this is controversial. This will trigger a lot of people, whether you believe that, they will use RippleNet or Corda or any version of, XRP as, settlements. I get it. But let's just see what this is. The DTCC project that plans on using distributed ledger tech, which specifically is, guys, the XRP ledger, has specifically said they will be using CLS for payment settlements on their platform. So they specifically are naming that they are using CLS for settlement, and CLS uses Pay Plus. And guess who is integrated with Pay Plus? Ripple, the company. This is why it can get so crazy if you guys really see what is happening and see the potential is there. Now, a lot of you are going to go, hey, this doesn't mean anything. This is all speculation. Yeah, you're right. You have to speculate on a speculative investment. And guess what? The people that don't speculate don't invest. The people that don't invest don't make money. Granted, yes, you can lose money. You only lose or, win when you sell. But I just want to show you what is really happening. If it was all said and done and every single fact on every website was there, it was in the news, the price of XRP would already be high. There would be no opportunity to make money. Right now, we are here pre-regulation, pre-market maturity to potentially make life-changing money. Now, do not see this and go FOMO and, invest what you cannot afford to lose. All I'm saying is it's worth taking a look, doing your own research, even if it's for a few more days, a few weeks. Decide for yourselves. I want you guys to think for yourselves, and I will continue to share this information. Now, R3, of course, talking about the DTCC, they are settling, what is it? The market itself can be, 544 trillion to $1.2 quadrillion that they are actually settling on a daily basis. Yep, and then right here, DLT is capable of supporting average daily trading volumes in the U.S. equity market of more than 100 million trades per day. And then just even thinking of like Swift, they're just messaging, guys. They are not settlement. We are aiming to replace settlements. Fixing messaging is great. It can make it more efficient, maybe help with payment prices and operational efficiencies, but we want to reduce the pre-funded capital. We want to have a multi-currency such as XRP so that they don't have to hold 100 different assets. They can just simply hold on their books XRP, and it can be used for everything, and it won't take 2 to 6 days to settle with. They'll have their money in their account within seconds or even, say 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, now talking about Accenture, we'll do a video on them as well. They're connected with all of these massive groups for digital transformation and DLT adoption. And then R3 prove that DLT can perform at levels necessary to process an entire trading day's volume at peak rates. Wow, over 6,000 trades per second. Okay, now right here, Ripple Insights, DTCC subsidiaries handled the settlement of treasuries, equities, corporate bonds, municipal bonds, and agency mortgaged-backed securities, among other types of assets. This editor's note, was from former DTCC CEO Don Donahue, who is a Ripple advisor. Guys, if there's another cryptocurrency or digital asset and they say, oh, this guy is an advisor on the board of this company, there's so much hype. Even if the price moves, it doesn't matter. Look at this. This is just one little group, and this is not even like well known. We need to get this out and at least express the backing that Ripple has, one of the highest valued private companies there is. Do you understand why I'm bullish and I have faith in this ecosystem for adoption? Because they are already connected with some of the biggest groups, and this is why that terminology flip of a switch exists. Now, whether it's slow and steady or an overnight price set, I cannot tell you. If someone tells you exactly how it's going to be, they're lying. They don't know. All right, top tier, or at least highly probable, they don't know. And you have to question their agenda. So top tier US bank and cash management tech revamps with Temenos and Finastra. Temenos is a whole nother group. Don't even get me started on them, guys. I could be talking for an hour about this, but I just want to show you, okay? I'm going to kind of speed through this. Again, Funtech was acquired by D&H, then merged with Misys to form, now what we have is Finastra. All right, Temenos has like 3,000 clients right there. Finastra is like 9,000 plus. So that's 12,000 clients. These are not people. These are institutions, financial institutions that are connected to Ripple technology. Do you understand what is happening here? Okay. With Swift, say it's, 9,000 or, 11,000 of the biggest banks and financial institutions in the world. Well, what about Pareto's law with the 80-20 rule? Ripple, I believe they've already acquired the top, 20% of those guys that produce 80% of all the transaction volume in the world. You really don't need anything else. The dominoes can fall into place. That's what we're waiting for. Temenos and Finastra, two groups you must look into. I reference them often in this channel, so please look into Temenos as well. They are a software provider, well over 3,000 banks at this point. You have to realize how it's connected. Basically, the biggest thing in this entire video is this, and please understand this, screenshot this, do whatever it takes, and follow XRP Darren. Ripple is integrated into D&H Finastra software called Global Pay Plus. So always look for Pay Plus now. Continuous Link Settlement, CLS. Remember, they do the foreign exchange settlement. They use Pay Plus. They're integrated with Ripple. All right. Now the DTCC said they plan on using DLT. FYI, that can be RippleNet. Right? This can be the XRP ledger, and has specifically said they'll be using CLS, not another group, for payment settlements. You need a digital asset. Could it be a stable coin? Could it be something else? Could it be, just direct swaps? Yes. But do you want to know where the highest level of cost savings are in speed and trust and benefits on the actual ledger itself with additional technology and abilities and features? XRP. I cannot emphasize it enough. I'm just going to keep, yelling in my own little echo chamber here on YouTube. And for those of you that actually do your own research and don't just listen to videos too, are going to be heavily rewarded, in my opinion. None of this is financial advice. Now let's keep going. Digital asset investor. Here's a quote from CTO David Schwartz of Ripple. This was in May 2017. Okay. Anyone who gets XRP from us as part of some deal, and these are institutions, of some deal with a lockup that has their incentives aligned with ours, aligned with Ripple. They want the long-term price of XRP to go up too. All right. I'm telling you, there's a greater plan at play here. Now, the question is how high? I just believe that we are going to get a massive return on our investment. And I guess I'll just speak on my behalf as well. Okay. Now, this is something I really wanted to share. This is by Great Gatsby. This is Bamboo XRP. And I know some people get triggered or disappointed. I'm just reading tweets that I like. I think these are relevant, and this is very well put together for you guys to understand what the future Internet of Value is. I'm going to keep doing these videos and hopefully like minds that enjoy this content and also add value, appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys. So right here, here's a quote. Now, a lot of people say XRP can, only be used, cross-border or internationally, between other countries, and domestic is kind of, internally within the country. Well, here's another use case where XRP, the digital asset that we hold, the protocol of, the potential backbone for the Internet of Value, can be used domestically as well. There's so many use cases. We really just need, one or two to really catch. You don't need 100% market dominance. If we even get 1% or 10%, we're going to be shocked in a good way. So right here, I'll give you a domestic use case for XRP. Say you have a US company who wants to settle a debt with another US company. So this company actually offers to settle some of their debt via gold and then even Tesla shares or stocks. So XRP, acting as a bridge, could settle both of these actual debts, these trades, these transactions instantly on a contract. Okay, this is the Internet of Value in action, because just like I was talking about with atomic swaps, you can actually lock this up. When the conditions have been met, the funds are released. There's no counterparty risk. This is instant. You're not waiting for a middleman to do it and take a fee and, maybe only during business operational hours. This can happen anytime at all. And you cannot change it. It cannot be manipulated or hacked. Okay. Next, example 2. A company offers equity in its company, its own company. So it's offering its own equity to another company to settle debts via the company coin. So via their own native walled garden that is collateralized in XRP. So essentially, you have to use the XRP that's locked up in an escrow to issue your own collateralized company debt. And this is all via the Internet of Value. Right? Now next, both domestic use cases of XRP. So too many times people are stuck on this currency exchange, which is pretty much what I talk about on this channel. We're always talking about exchanging value, but we're actually moving to a world of Amazon for finance where everything can be exchanged on these future platforms. Anything you own can essentially become currency, tokenized, digitized in 4 seconds and actually translated if there's a buyer and a seller for it, which would be the required liquidity. And then Sam I Am here to the lifeboats on YouTube also said another option where the company has tokenized commodities, equities, and they need to redeem them to pay the debt. Interledger protocol, the protocol, will one day handle that. Great points. I absolutely love that. And I'm going to finish up with this. Miguel Valles, guys, a former executive of CME Group, basically related to the gold markets itself. He made this tweet, and I just wanted to share this. These guys are bullish. I've watched multiple videos where he just says zero doubt. They talk about Ethereum, they talk about other competitors and altcoins and native walled gardens. He just has this smug smile, and he goes, zero doubt XRP, the standard. He believes it will be one of the standard protocols for the Internet of Value. It's not going to do everything. I'm bullish on Tezos. I'm bullish on Link. I'm bullish on a lot of projects. But for me, XRP is one of the no-brainers because the most immediate use case for digital assets is cross-border payments, counterparty risk, the benefits of blockchain and DLT itself, but payments. Period. Okay. Sorry, I just hit my microphone because I'm talking with my hands. So right here, when XRP is more liquid, when the markets have more buyers and sellers than a G10 currency, I'll buy myself a chocolate chip cookie and get back to work. XRP the standard, zero doubt, chess, not checkers. Do you see the vision that they have? So he's getting back to work and he wants it to be even more liquid than a G10 currency, some of the top 10 currencies in the world that are traded on the FX market. Do you see the bigger plan that is occurring right here? Hold your XRP, own it, keep it in cold storage, links in the description, or you can just create a free paper wallet. Just Google it, figure it out. I highly recommend getting the bulk of your XRP that you want to store off exchanges, because when it's on an exchange, you do not own it. If it's not your private keys, it's not yours. If you gave, if someone's holding your car and they own your keys, do you really own your car? Kind of that analogy. So with that, guys, be sure to like this video, share this around. This is all about Finastra. The link of Finastra right here by I Am Legion. Must follow here. Send him a tip, anything, guys, to show your appreciation. Without these researchers, we would not have this information. We potentially would not even be making videos and sharing this information for everybody. So links in the description. Appreciate all of you as always, and I will see you in the next video.